welcome back to Dirt 5 and welcome to the start of the Energy DLC in Dirt 5. Yes, we are back. We finished in the last episode the main career mode of Dirt 5 and we had purchased the DLC a little while ago. I said to Wolverine, did he want to continue doing more races in this series? And he wanted to, so because of that, we purchased the DLC. We have used some of the cars in the main story previously, but now we can actually start Energy. There's quite a few races to get through. We'll just do it the same as we did previously. There's no real change to the format. And we start today with the Apex at the Redeemer Uphill Brazil for a Rally Raid event. Wolverine is starting us off, and he is driving the ProDrive Hunter of the X-Cross Raid class. This is the car that he did so well in against Bruno Durand in the previous episode. If you haven't seen the final of the career in Dirt 5 in the previous episode, please check it out. And if you're enjoying this series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. A like on the episode does help as well. So how will we do at the start of this DLC? Better see how Wolverine gets on. Now he's not starting right at the back this time, I noticed straight away. He's in 7th place, which is a decent start. I don't know how it picks us in that position. But percentage race, and he needs to do as best as possible here to get us off to a decent start. Now he's actually gained a position very early on, but then hitting the barrier there has caused the other cars to catch up on him. We do need a livery for this car as well. We need to unlock some of the sponsor liveries because it's a bit plain and boring, as Wolverine was telling me. Left-hander here, he does go into the barrier, but he does make it through unscathed and he's currently in 6th place. So a decent start, up one position fairly quickly, 24% through. And he's got the group of cars ahead of him. He's just got to try and get onto the back of them if he can. He has got a group of cars following him as well. And I believe must be a few cars behind that group behind him, judging by how many cars are in the race. They can't all be behind him right now. I think there's like 3 cars there, maybe 4. Not sure. There must be a couple of cars right off the back. But a mistake there allows the cars to catch up with him. He does retake 6th place, but then very deep into the corner, he's going to drop down a couple of positions, gaining 7th and 6th back. Can he get the exit though? Because that was a 4 corner, just about forcing his way through, still in 6th place. As we hit 50% of the race done. The green car there just overtook him, took a lot more speed into that corner than he did. He was a little bit tentative into that corner, I think, more than anything else. He's doing okay, 7th place. His car is bouncing around a lot, and that makes it incredibly difficult to control. Cars on the inside there go flying past him, but he's going to take him back on the inside, getting the car to turn for the corner. Very well done there, up to 6th place. I think it was a 3-car overtake by the end of it. Right-hander here turned too early. Now he needs to make good the exit, and I think he does recover pretty well there, up to 72%, and he is in 6th place. The group of cars ahead of him he can see, but I don't think he's able to get onto the back of them, unfortunately. But a 6th place, if we can hold this position, would be a really good start to this DLC. Right-hander taking it pretty well. You can just see him just out of reach ahead of him, and no matter what he does, he's just not quite fast enough to catch him up. 86% through now, still 6th place. And it looks like he's got a gap to the cars behind him. He's managed to gap them. So he's done incredibly well to do that. Now if he can just hold on, 93% and counting, 6th place is currently his. Long straight to the finish. Can he hold on for 6th place? I think he will. He has indeed held on 6th place in the start of this DLC episode. And a very good start. I think possibly wrong car. If we look, it was the Mini John Cooper Works buggy that actually won the race. But there was all different cars there in the top 5, so a 6th place is decent. I do wonder if maybe the wrong choice of car. He just didn't seem to have the speed on some of the straight sections. I think that's what let him down there. And obviously the few mistakes in the corners do lose you time, but generally you can catch back up. So I'm erring on the side of maybe wrong car choice, which does happen. But you know, a 6th place start is a good start, and it's a stamp. So that for us is the race is done. Now, next up is Forward Momentum at City Bowl, South Africa for an Ultracross event. Soldierboy is in the car for this one, and he is driving the Lancia Stratos of the classic car class. Now, the Lancia Stratos is a new car. It's one I've never driven. I kind of picked it because I'm kind of trying to buy every car, just because I want to. So, I wanted to try something different. Classic cars are very finicky. I've found in the past, once you find a decent one, you just want to stick with it. But I'm going to change that concept and try and make this car work. Now, we get off to a decent start, 8th place already, making our way around the outside there, up the inside for the next corner. And you'll notice this track looks familiar. I think it's got a different name, but I think it's pretty much the same track we've seen previously in South Africa. The Stadium, something I'm pretty sure it's called. And yeah, I don't think it's changed that much. So I wonder if they're just renaming tracks, maybe small changes for the DLC. We've not really got that far into it to be able to tell at the minute. It's going to be interesting to see. Over the ramp here, 5th place currently. Struggling with this car quite a bit. Now this car, it's pretty quick. Pretty nimble, but it really struggles when it comes to handling. It kind of likes to slide out. It doesn't seem to have much grip, and although it can carry a lot of speed, the brakes don't seem to want to slow it down very well. So I do think I've made the wrong car choice, but at the same time, the only way of testing out other new cars is by making the wrong choice occasionally. So we'll have to stick with it. We're already in the race now. It's a bit late to change your car halfway through the race, isn't it? But we're in 5th place, holding on just. There are a couple of cars right on our back bumper trying to get past us. As you can see, the car just drifts out wide. It makes it very difficult to control. Getting a bit squeezed out here, dropping down to 8, trying to get some position back. We have some speed, we just don't have anything in the corners. And I do prefer speed, whereas Wolverine prefers cornering. But yeah, this one, struggling so much, and especially in the pack. Once you start getting brought back into the pack and fighting, it does make life difficult. This race is also only 2 laps. So it's a very quick race. I don't think we've had 2-lap races previously, other than the showdowns and the throwdowns and things. But we're trying to get our position back here. We're back up to 5th place. We've managed to retake it. Now we need to hold on to the finish line though, and that's the hard part, trying to hold on in this car. Admittedly, if I have the choice, I probably wouldn't use this car again. I just don't like the handling. It doesn't seem to have any grip. It's a difficult car to kind of understand and control. But we're in it, so we're going to try and finish this race. I think we've lost the front end, but there's no way we're catching 4th place and up. But we can hold on to 5th at the very least. That's the aim anyway. We have got a little bit of a gap to the cars behind us, so hopefully we can pull this in and get this through the finish line in one piece. And so it's not been too bad a race. It's just been difficult fighting through the pack at times. I suppose another car may have done it easier. Messed up a little bit on the final corner there, as you saw. Just went a little bit deep and lost the position at the end, fighting hard with the Jackson Eulogy at the end, which got overtaken itself. But we get a 6th place finish, which, okay, disappointed. But then at the same time, happy we tried something new. So it's a bit of both, really, I think. The 6th place. I think that's. Did we get 6th place in the first race as well? Whenever me and Wolverine, we record these races in one shot, and then I go back, edit it, and voice over. I never make note of where we came because I like to go into it kind of blind in a way. So I enjoy the race back without knowing the end result, and I really enjoy that. I can't remember. I think he got 6th as well. But there we go. I'm getting confused. The 3rd race of the episode is Roosevelt Revolution at East River Sprint for New York for a sprint event. Again, I think it's just a renamed track. Soldierboy is back in the car and he's driving the Jackson Adventurer of the Unlimited Class. Another new car. For a sprint race, though, we should be okay. Sprint races are generally all about pure speed and a little bit of cornering. You want to be able to drift out a little bit. So we've got the Jackson Adventurer here to see how this one does. Now this is 3 laps. Sprint races that are very short laps wise, in terms of normally 5 laps is a decent sprint race. 3-lap one means you need to get through the pack very quickly if you have a chance of winning. And we have struggled to get through the pack on that first bend. I'm currently in 7th. Not the ideal position, but we're going to see what we can do with this. Up the inside, we're gaining 6th and holding it nicely there on the inside. Gained 5th temporarily by looks of it. Are we going to keep ahead? We are indeed, as we cross the line at the end of lap 1, start of lap 2, or the penultimate lap, I could say. Up the inside again, taking 4th place. And already knowing we don't have the speed. We just do not have the flat top end speed on the straight. We cannot catch these cars ahead of us unless they make mistakes into the corners. I just can't see it. They're just too quick. I'm curious to what they're driving. We'll have a look at the end. Currently 4th place as we cross the line to start the last lap of this sprint race. Told you it's very quick and fast. Up the inside, we maybe had to get a podium here, up to 3rd. That was a decent overtake up the inside there, but they are coming back against us on the straight. We've got to try and stay ahead from here. 1 bend to go. You can see the power they have on the straight compared to us. May have gone a bit tight onto this corner. Can we hold on for the podium? Currently in third place. First and second are gone. We're not catching them. And we are going to finish the race in third place. A podium finish and our best result of the DLC so far. First episode. The top two cars were both the Jimco Unlimited truck and the Armada Engineering Unlimited truck. And behind us was the Brentford Industries Class 1 buggy. So the Class 1 buggy is the kind of car I would have generally used if I wasn't trying something new. So we beat those. Yeah, it was an okay car. It just lacked top end speed on the straights really. But always glad to do a sprint race without using a sprint car because the sprint cars are horrible. But that is that race done. 2 stamps and a third place finish. I'm pretty happy with that. I think we did okay. Get some money back as well, which will help pay for the car we just bought. I may never use again, to be fair. That's happening quite a bit at the minute. Got a few patterns and textures unlocked. And we're going to head on to the final race of this episode. And it is the Oasis at Agni, Morocco for a Land Rush event. Again, I'm pretty sure the name of the track has changed, but the track itself may not have done. Wolverine is seeing us out, and he is driving the Jimco Unlimited Class 1 of the Unlimited Class. This is his go-to vehicle for the Unlimited Class, to be fair. This is the one he enjoys using. Its cornering is superb. Its top end is a little bit slower than others, but the cornering is where this car really excels, and he enjoys using it. This is back to the Unlimited Class, though, where we've had issues in the past. Whenever we've used one particular car, the opposite one would have won. Let's see how he does today. Starting off in 10th place, and a decent start. Got a bit held up with the car ahead of him, as he seemed to get a better start, but went into the back of him a little bit there. First right-hander, he's kind of in the middle of the pack, in the bunch, and it's kind of drifting out more than it normally would. Wolverine did say this car doesn't feel like it did previously, which is really unusual. I don't think they've changed the handling for the cars for the DLC. He just felt this car did not handle as comfortably as it did previously, and the way he enjoyed it previously is not there. He doesn't feel as confident in it as he did previously, so I'm not sure, but he's doing okay. Up to 5th, down to 6th, but back up to 5th here as he takes the inside line and inside for the next corner as well. He is currently in 5th place. I'm pretty happy. He's started well, but he's going to be forced out wide, and the pack goes past him. He is now down in 12th place. Just a mistake there kind of caught him out, and the car did kind of help him into the barrier, and now he's struggling with the car go forward. He just wants to go sideways, and this is what he means by it was suddenly uncontrollable compared to when he'd used it previously. He'd never seemed to have this issue in it previously, so not too sure what's going on as he kind of gets on back wheels there. Good job on the spare wheels on the back. That probably helped him keep going, to be honest. Hopefully the turn. So he's in 12th place. He needs to make a comeback. It's only 2 laps, a very short race this one, and we've seen that so far in the DLC. Out of all 4 of these races, they are shorter than normal. So is that something we've got to pay attention to? It means we've got to get through the pack very quickly, to then hopefully make a chance at a win possible, because it's the pack that slows you down. So temporarily up to 11th, back down to 12th though, as he went very deep into the corner to try and beat the cars under braking. Jumping high there. He's got to try and catch these cars up now. Last lap to go now, as it is only 2 laps. Over the other jump, gets a little bit airborne there, does overtake 2 cars in the air and drifts it nicely to keep the position. He did really well to get that car to turn as well as he did. Up to 7th place here now, but kind of going deep into the next corner. He's going to lose a few, I think. Got the inside for the next though. May have the outside here. Currently in 8th. He can still get something out of this, I think. Catching the rocks there on the inside, that's a mistake. He's still up to 7th. Can he get 6th? He needs to get a nose ahead here if he can. He's on the outside, takes it really nicely and up to 6th place, but then the car just goes too much to one side. It's like he's oversteering, but he doesn't think he is. But he's up to 6th place. This is a brilliant comeback, down to 7th. A good comeback considering the start and being forced into the barrier. So he's doing okay. Up the inside, he's going to take 6th place again. The oversteer is horrendous. I'm assuming that, is it oversteer or understeer? It's one of the two. I call it him steering too much, but he says he's not. Left-hander here. He's currently in 6th place. The cars behind him are on his tail though. He did gap him a little bit, so he's got to try and keep that gap really if he wants to hold on to 6th here. Left-hander taking it well again. The car is just going out to the left every time he tries to take corner. You see the back end flicking as well. And watching him do it, it doesn't seem like he's oversteering, but that's what it's coming across like. But this car wasn't this uncontrollable previously, so I'm not too sure what's going on. Could just be the track surface. Maybe it's just not suited to this course. There is always that possibility. Big jump here. The car is on the back of him. but he does manage to keep ahead of it and finish in 6th place. A decent finish, and the car that won it, the Armada Engineering Unlimited truck. So not one we would have gone to generally to use. The other Jimco came second. So yeah, maybe wrong Jimco, possibly. He's kind of not happy about that car now. One of the cars he really enjoyed using is now saying is not usable or drivable. So I have to look at that. I might have to try it myself and see what I can do with it and to see if there is a massive difference. But we shall see. But a 6th place finish, 1 stamp. Race is complete as far as we're concerned with the 1 stamp. That's enough for us to say the race is done. And as that race is done, that is it for this episode. We've already started the first 4 races in the DLC. Unfortunately, no wins today, but a decent start. And it does seem to be a little bit more difficult than previous, the normal Dirt 5 career. But we're back next time with more Dirt 5. If you are enjoying this series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like on the episodes does help as well. And we'll see you next time for more Dirt 5.